I'd like to introduce Jan Zivic, a class of 2011 Lambda Fellow in Fiction.
Like me, my fiction is too long-winded, so I'm doing a nonfiction 4-minute piece. This is her right, her decision. You didn't realize she had made the decision. You knew she had decided to stop eating solid foods, and seeing the food they feed people who are 96, you can hardly argue with her. In spite of expectations, there's no smell of urine or medicine when you enter the facility, one factor you considered when deciding where to place your mother. You know all the receptionists by name and enough to ask about each, a personal question. You walk behind the lobby barrier and greet the nurses and aides with the same good humor, the same false front you don every time you visit, every week, every month for 5 years. Sometimes you bring them candy or cupcakes because if they like you, they'll pay attention to your mother. She has to have attention or she will wither away from reality, from you, from your family, from herself. You say hi to Norman, your mother's table mate, in his wheelchair. As always, he's reading the front page of the Chronicle over and over again. He doesn't look at the television in the corner of the room and ignores the blasting volume that doesn't seem to be annoying anyone but you. The other residents are having their mid-afternoon snack of tiny, rectangular peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and apple juice. And the nurses are feeding them while hoping no one will spill the apple juice again. When you ask Norman how he is this beautiful day, he just laughs heartily, as laughter is his only form of communication. You pat him on the shoulder on the way to your mother's room, knowing that he appreciates the human warmth, something most of the residents get too little of. Next to your mother's room is Harry's room. Harry, who shaves every morning with a remote control from his TV. Harry, whose family has forgotten that exists and never visits. Your mother's not in the dining room because, uncommonly at this time of day, she's resting. Stretched out on the hospital bed, pillows under both her head and her knees. First, you return to the nurse's station and ask for their help in getting her into her wheelchair using the Hoyer lift. 2 tiny nurses place a sling under her body, connect the sling into a mechanical pulley, lift her over the wheelchair, then direct her body into it before they lower and disconnect the sling. This is no easy task for anyone, including the nurses who realize that their precision defines your mother's safety. Or for your mother, who's embarrassed to be utterly dependent and as helpless as a baby whose diaper is being changed, which later in the day will be another humiliation she will have to suffer. You put in her 2 hearing aids and put on her glasses, but even now she reminds you, as if this is the first time, not to mess up her hair. Her gray, thinning hair that is no longer Elizabeth Taylor Black. You notice that today she has eyebrows like train tracks, 2 tracks instead of 1, because even with glasses her eyesight has limits, but her ego does not. No makeup, no leaving the room. That's her rule. Thankful that the sun is out on Hay Street and that the wind is not up to chill her withering body, you cover and wrap her in lamb's wool blankets before you push her wheelchair down the street where people smile and politely step aside so you can rock the chair over the cracks and cavities in the crooked sidewalk. You stop at the store, secure her brake on her wheelchair, and order her pineapple and coconut smoothie, her favorite because it reminds her of the pina coladas she can no longer ingest. You're confused when you offer her the straw from the smoothie and she looks at you, tears welling in her eyes, and softly murmurs, "I'm sorry," as she shakes her head, no. You don't realize until 5 months later that this was the day she decided to give up. Your mother is lost inside her own choice, inside her own vision, inside her own closed, cautious circle. You try to bring her spirit back in spite of everyone's pleas to give up, move on, accept reality. It's as if the 2 of you have moved just out of the frame so that no one can see you, not even each other.